I hope this finds you well. First things first, I want to thank those of you that have been giving feedback and comments, and then also it's awesome to see those of you that have gone over to Instagram and said hi. It's always good putting a name to a face. Before we get in today, let me know what you think about the recent product reviews I've done. And also, please let me know what other products that you want me to review, whether it be beard oils and balms, combs, brushes, straighteners. Please let me know below. I always like seeing what it is that you want to see here on this channel. Also, let me know what you think about the recent review I did, or actually the video just before this that I did with the special guest. I might do more of that. I don't know. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. This video is going to be more catered to those of us, or for those of us that have, or for those of us that know someone that has a unruly beard, let's say. We're going to be reviewing a beard straightener. Now, I know there are a ton of them out there, and what I'm going to try to do is help weed out the good ones from the bad ones. The device that we're going to be reviewing today is the Mass Water Heated Beard Brush. Now, a few highlights about this. This is the second generation of this brush. It's smaller and lighter than the first, so for travel, it is easier to travel with, relatively speaking, compared to the first. There are 4 temperature settings. The degrees are in Celsius. It's 150, 170, 190, and 210. It starts heating up in about 30 seconds after you do turn it on, and I did put it at 150 degrees Celsius, and it took about 10 minutes to get to the full heat capacity, I guess you would say. Another highlight is that this cord right here does swivel around, so it makes it a lot easier to maneuver about the beard. This does have a tourmaline ceramic interlayer heating plate on this, and is also, as far as the bristles are really comfortable. I can push this all the way to my skin when it's turned on and at 170 degrees Celsius. I can push this against my skin and it does not burn my skin. It actually feels really comfortable when I'm brushing it through my beard. Be careful because the back of this does heat up, but I mean, it isn't burning me, but I can tell that it's fairly warm, so be careful with that. Now, it does have a safety switch where it's either 30 to 40 minutes of not using it, it automatically turns off, so that's great. Okay, enough talk. Let's see this in action. That video was taken earlier this morning. That was right when I woke up. I went straight to the straightener, and I started using it. I wanted to see how well it worked at the beard's worst condition in regard to being disheveled and whatnot. But since then, after I straightened it, I did take a shower, shampooed, and conditioned my beard, and so this is what we have now. So it has poofed out a bit, and we're gonna go ahead and one more time I'm gonna go ahead and put the straightener through my beard and see how it works. And while I'm doing this, as with all beard straighteners, you wanna make sure that you go slow while brushing through your beard. That way it gives the straightener enough time to heat up your beard and straighten out the hairs. I don't use a beard straightener every day, but every now and then I do like to switch things up. And in addition to switching things up, it does add length to your beard, obviously, because you are straightening out your hair. So that's a plus. And if anything, this is quite therapeutic. There we go. Before I forget to mention, I do have the brush set at 170 degrees Celsius, which is exactly what I had it this morning. Now, one thing to note, 170 degrees Celsius is 338 degrees Fahrenheit. However, when I measured the heat of the brush with my thermometer, it wasn't the most scientific test, but when I measured the heat, it came out to 308 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a tad bit cooler than it should be. Speaking of temperature, so also when I did set this at 210 degrees Celsius, the equivalent to that in Fahrenheit should be, should be 410 degrees Fahrenheit. However, once again, it didn't get as hot as it should have. From my measurements, it came out to 370 degrees Fahrenheit, which still, I don't mind that. Anything 400 above, you have more of a tendency to damage your hair. That's not a total loss, but it also doesn't get as hot as it said it should. And a few of the highlights, you can set it at 4 different temperatures. There is a safety on and off mechanism if you're not using it. And another safety mechanism is that you have to hold the button for at least 3 seconds for the temperature to actually change on the device. So there you have it. I hope you can tell that this actually does work. Again, I have it set at 170 degrees Celsius. It does go up all the way to 210 degrees Celsius, but I like to keep it on the lower end of the heat spectrum. That way it decreases the likeliness of there being any damage to the beard, because the beard is priority number 1. Again, all right, so again, one last time, this is the Mass Water heated beard brush that we did review. And one more thing, if any of you are familiar with this heated beard brush or know anything about it, please let us know your thoughts and give us feedback in the comment section below. It would definitely be appreciated, definitely help all of us out. And you know what? I think that is going to do it for today's video, for today's review. As always, I hope that you found this video helpful, perhaps intriguing. If you did, please go ahead and give this a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe. Until next time, peace.